Welcome to the first part of my Android native development crash course using Kotlin and Jetpack. So we're going to start off very simply just by showing you how to create a new project in Android Studio and enable Jetpack. So once you've installed Android Studio and you execute it, you'll be presented with a window for creating a new project. Pretty standard kind of setup for, as you would have seen with other IDEs, very similar to IntelliJ and what have you. So you're just going to select to start a new Android Studio project, and then you are presented with a bunch of different options for activities. So activities, you can kind of think of it as like your main activity being kind of like the main sort of screen entry point for your application. So you can choose different kinds, different flavors. I'm just going to add a blank activity and create it all for myself from scratch. So now you can see I've selected by language Kotlin, because I'm going to be using Kotlin as opposed to Java. You put in the name of your project, in my case Drizzleheim. It shows you the package structure, and you select your minimum API level. I'm going to be using KitKat. And as it says there, the app will run on approximately 95.3% of devices. There's always a trade-off. You can pick older versions, but then obviously certain features are not available to you. So it's kind of, you want to get a balance. And that's it. You create your new project. So then you'll see on the left, I've selected the little Android view as opposed to like the standard package structure view. And I'm just kind of clicking through the packages to show you there's the standard source directories with even though it's a Kotlin app, there's still a Java directory within that, because the two can be used interoperably. You got your res directory with your Android manifest XML inside there, which is kind of like the wiring and specification of everything. So it's where you specify your app and whatnot. You'll see things just flicked, and that's because Gradle was syncing, because by default it's using Gradle for dependency management and whatnot. And now you can see the view is kind of like changed here on the left. And yeah, you can see the various Gradle scripts. There's two. There's build.gradle for your application and for your project as a whole. So this is the project as a whole one. And as it says there, you don't add your dependencies in here. You will add them in the other build.gradle, so the one inside of app. You can see I've got a warning here at the moment, which if I just update that to a newer version, I have to sync at the top. Click sync now on Gradle project sync in progress. And yeah, there's the other Gradle file, the one in the app for the app module. You'll see in here we apply our plugins, and we've got our minimum SDK versions and those kinds of things all specified in here. And here at the bottom we have our dependencies. So all of that's put into the app build.gradle as opposed to the project one. Okay. Now we want to actually enable androidx, which is Jetpack. So when I refer to Jetpack, I'm talking about androidx. So you start off, you look at your Gradle.properties, which again was auto-generated for you when you created the new project. And you'll see that there are two things in there. There's the Gradle JVM args and the Kotlin code style. That's what's in there by default. Now you'll see I've added two more things. So Android dot use androidx, and I've set that to true. And then also android.enable jetifier set to true. And as it says there, it automatically converts things to use androidx. Thanks for watching this first part of my crash course. I hope you continue to watch parts 2, 3, etc. and continue to learn things and find it useful. And please remember to subscribe to my channel.